Welcome back. Welcome back. You man Dominic K in here, of course, the Dominic K Show on fire-tv.com. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. So when we get the opportunity to see who people really are, I like that. Whether or not I agree with what has happened, in this instance, obviously, I disagree. But I'm glad when the ugly shows its true face, because sometimes we get it confused. Sometimes we walk around and we think everything is fine and there is no need for change. That is not the case, as we are seeing, have seen, are currently witnessing in Tennessee, for instance. So let's take Tennessee, for instance. And last night, in an extraordinary act of retaliation, an extraordinary act of political retaliation, we see Tennessee Republicans showing their ugly face. But here's the thing. This is not anything new. This should not be a surprise to anyone. Last night, Tennessee Republicans expelled 2 Black Democratic lawmakers from the state legislature. Why? For their role in a protest calling for more gun control. Now, of course, this is in the aftermath of the deadly shooting that took place in Tennessee, Nashville to be exact. Now, the part that I say is really ugly is the third Democrat who narrowly was spared expulsion was this white lady here, right? So what these white Republican Tennessee folks did in the House is the 2 black guys got expelled. 2 black guys expelled from the House. So what are we saying? Means essentially that they were fired. They were elected, and the Republican majority in the House there in Tennessee, because this group of lawmakers protested, they have been expelled. So, of course, these split votes, the white lady did the same exact thing, mind you. The split votes drew accusations, justifiably so, of racism. The lawmakers ousted Reps Justin Jones and Justin Pearson, the 2 black men. And Rep Gloria Johnson, clearly who is white, survived a vote on her expulsion. Now, of course, Republicans denied that race was a factor at all. And this is coming at a time when they say, oh, everything is fine. We elected the black president. Like, that's the excuse for everything. We elected the black president, so that means that racism is no longer exists. It's not the case. It's not the case. So these names, you didn't know these names before, and you may not have ever known these names. They are a part of the Tennessee House, the lower body there. And on a national platform, you wouldn't have known them. But Republicans, in their ignorance, in their pettiness, in their racism, they have elevated these 3 Democrats. And the white politician, she has acknowledged that she was not expelled because of her race, Gloria Johnson, right? I'm not faulting her. I don't have any beef with her. My beef is with the Republicans. Banishment, right? They were banished This is a move that the chamber has used only a couple of times since the Civil War. Most legislatures have the power to expel members, but it is generally reserved as a punishment for lawmakers accused of serious misconduct, not used as a weapon against political opponents. And it's so crazy because Republicans all talking about, you hear them now talking about the indictment of Trump being politically motivated. Oh, this is an example of something being politically motivated. GOP leaders said yesterday that the actions were necessary to avoid setting a precedent that lawmakers' disruptions of House proceedings through protest would be tolerated. Now, here's the thing about Democrats. They're not going to say, you know what, we're going to start doing this to them. They're not going to do that. They're going to take another route. But I mean, it is disgusting when you look and see what is happening. And Republicans, they act like it's all cool and nothing can ever happen to them. They have this super majority over there. And from what we can see, that place is run like a dictatorship. Speaker of the House is just, shutting folks up, shutting them down, not letting them speak about things that he disagrees with. This is a large body predominantly of white males in Tennessee, birthplace of the Klan. Rather than pass laws that will address red flags and banning assault weapons and universal background checks, they passed resolutions to expel their colleagues. And they think that the issue is over. The issue is not over. All they've done is shine a large spotlight on the issue, and then compounded that with the obvious racism for everyone to see. Jones, Pearson, and Johnson, the lawmakers, joined in protesting last week as hundreds of demonstrators packed the Capitol in Tennessee to call for the passage of gun control measures. Now, what's wrong with that? Mind you, the 9-year-olds and the staff at the school, the Christian school, the Covenant school where these folks were killed, like they haven't even been put in the ground at this point. Last week when they wanted to do that protest, what's wrong with that? The First Amendment right, you shut down a Trump supporter from talking about the lies that they talk about, and they're going to say, oh, it's our First Amendment right. You can't trample on the First Amendment in order to uphold, quote unquote, uphold the Second Amendment. No one is trying to say that you can't have guns. I'm with you on guns, right? But there needs to be rules and regulations. What's wrong with that? And if it doesn't apply to you, what's the problem? What is the problem with red flags? What is the problem with banning assault weapons? We do not need weapons of war in your house. What's wrong with universal background checks? That does not take your guns. That regulates that folks that should not have them don't have them. You law-abiding citizens, this is not a problem for you. What we have is gun rights, the NRA, and the such messing with people's minds and paying off politicians. So the protesters filled the galleries. The three approached the front of the House chamber with a bullhorn and participated in a chant. The scene unfolded, as I said, days after the murder at the Covenant School, this private Christian school in Tennessee, where 6 people, including 3 children, were killed. Constituents, they're supporting their constituents, right? So they claim that a House rule was broken because they were fighting for kids who are dying from gun violence and people in their communities wanted to see an end to the weaponry in their community. Oh, that kid, you can't do that around here. What are you doing? Johnson, the white politician who was not expelled, she's a retired teacher. And her concern, she talked about a personal tragedy, recalling the day in 2008 when students came running toward her out of a cafeteria because a student had just been shot and killed in the cafeteria. She talked about the trauma. This led her to run for public office. Thousands of people flocked to the Capitol to support Jones, Pearson, and Johnson yesterday, cheering and chanting outside of the House chamber so loud that it drowned out the proceedings. The three of them held hands as they walked onto the floor. Pearson raised a fist during the Pledge of Allegiance. And these young black men, under 30 years old, they're in their 20s. These are our future folks that are really going to be activists and part of the progressive movement. I think that the Tennessee Republicans do not realize what they have done. They have martyred these two. They have elevated these two and brought them to national prominence. They're going to be campaigning, raising money, and really bringing focus and eyeballs to these issues that ultimately got the Tennessee Republicans so angry. And like I said, they're ignorant. The Republicans in Tennessee are ignorant because they don't even recognize what happened. They don't even recognize what their actions are doing. And the two expelled lawmakers may not be gone for long. County commissions in their district get to pick replacements to serve until a special election. And a special election has to be scheduled. So they could opt to choose Jones and Pearson. The two would also be eligible to run in those races. So what did you get out of doing this? What did you get out of doing this other than by these actions showing your pettiness, Tennessee Republicans, showing your racism, Tennessee Republicans, and showing your just utter stupidity, Tennessee Republicans? Under the Tennessee Constitution, lawmakers cannot be expelled for the same offense twice. Right? So it's really interesting that this is happening. I'm not surprised because we see evidence of racism in politics all the time. All the time. President Biden was very critical of what the Republicans did. He called it shocking, undemocratic, and without precedent. Rather than debating the merits of the issue, which is gun control, these Republican lawmakers have chosen to punish, silence, and expel duly elected representatives of the people of Tennessee, President Biden said via statement. Now, before the expulsion votes, House members debated more than 20 bills, including a school safety proposal requiring public and private schools to submit building safety plans to the state. The bill did not address gun control, which obviously sparked criticism from some Democrats that it only addressed a symptom and not the causes of school shootings. Yeah, I don't know what some of these Tennessee Republicans are thinking. They're probably not thinking, clearly. Probably not thinking. And, it is what it is. But these these Democrats here, Rep. Gloria Johnson, Rep. Justin Jones, and Rep. Justin Pearson, have been elevated to the next level of national recognition. And I think that you're going to be hearing these folks' name for quite some time. We're going to continue to follow what's going on in Tennessee with regards to this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show. Of course, ONFIRE-TV.com. I am here 6 p.m. Miss any episodes, as I said, ONFIRE-TV.com is where you go.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American-owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.